So you want a honey farm that's going to get you tons of honey so you can make honey blocks, so you can make cool contraptions and whatnot. Well, this is the video for you. We're going to be going over the basics of bees just a little bit, just enough to where we can understand the farm. And then we're going to be going over this farm design, which this farm design is tileable. You can make this as large as you want. You can see here I have 8 in a row right here, and you can see you can get about 100 per hour. I did an hour-long tick warp, and we got 100 bottles of honey, which translates into 25 blocks of honey. And this is a design by Il Mango, so thank you so much to Il Mango for coming up with this design. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, you definitely should. He comes up with really cool farms and contraptions. And I do get a lot of ideas and learn a lot of things from him. I'll link down to his video down below in the description. So how this thing works is you have to put the empty bottles up here. So you are going to need a way to get a lot of empty bottles. I plan on just trading with villagers in my SMP world. I know I know Exumavoid actually did make a witch farm just to get bottles for this farm, which is kind of funny. And then you fill all the bottles. The bottles go into these dispensers right here, and as soon as the beehive fills up with honey, it's going to send enough power to the comparator to actually power the dispenser. The dispenser's going to shoot a bottle into the hive. It's going to be full of honey when it comes out. The hopper is going to pick up the bottle of honey, and all the hoppers lead into a collection right here, right where the wool is. So the farm's really simple, but the tricky part is actually getting the bees and getting the bees into the correct place to actually make this farm work. So to go over how to do this, we're gonna have to go back into the overworld real quick. Do you want to play on a Minecraft server with me and receive some other really cool benefits? Definitely consider becoming a Patreon today. You can learn more on the Patreon site, which is linked down below. This was a very nice comment for someone to leave on one of my videos, so I wanted to shout out the comment really quick. If you want one of your comments to be shouted out in a future video, all you have to do is leave a nice comment on this video. If you need help from me or have any questions for me, or you want help on any of these designs, the easiest way to get in touch with me is on Discord. The link to join the Discord is down below. Cool, so let's get back into the video. Okay, so here we are, and we have 2 bees. And we have to wait until they go back into the bee nest. And then we need to use a silk touch tool to actually get them and their nest away from the actual nest, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm luring them in because I have this flower in my hand. So you can see I have a flower in my hand, so you can lure them around using the flower. But I just want them to be near this nest so that when it becomes nighttime, they'll actually go into the bee nest, and then we can pick it up with a silk touch tool and then carry them around with us. At this stage, you also want to make sure that you have a ton of flowers so that we can breed these guys up, because you breed them with flowers. Okay, so now I have my silk touch pickaxe, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this, and let me put my game mode into survival just so that you guys can see that you can do this without them coming out and attacking you. So I'm in survival now. Take that, boom. And now we have them on us. You can also see this one with the bees in it. You can see it says NBT2 tags. This one does not have any. So we know that this one is the one that actually has the bees in it. And this farm is going to work most effective in either the nether or the end. So let's go ahead and go back into the end so that we can set this thing up correctly and get everything going. Now that we have the bees and we're in the end, what we need to do is actually breed them up. So what we need to do is just make a little room for us to hang out with so that we can breed them up and then move them around a little bit later. Okay, now that we have the bees in here, we have to do a couple of things. We have to create somewhat of a honeycomb farm. So what we should be doing is put some flowers down here on the ground. So take out some of the end stone here and replace that with grass so that we can put down flowers. And this will allow these guys to go ahead and pollinate, and then we can get the honeycomb out of these bee nests. The other thing we need to do is actually breed these guys up. So now we're just gonna wait a while. We're gonna wait for these bees to pollinate this so that we can collect the honeycomb, and let's keep breeding up the bees until you have however many you really want. But you know how I did 8 little tiles or 8 sections over there? You're gonna need 3 bees for each one of those bee hives that we're gonna put down. So keep that in mind. However large you want it to be, make sure that you're gonna have 3 bees per beehive. So for that one over there, if you're gonna make the 8 long one, we're gonna need 8 times 3. So that's 24 bees altogether. Okay, so now you can see after some time, we're in here with the bees. You can see that there's a little graphic there that shows that it's full of honey. You can also do the debug screen, and then over here on the right side, it says honey level 5. So what that means is we can go ahead and shear and collect honeycomb. And what we're gonna do with the honeycomb is we're gonna make beehives, and you need 1 beehive per module. So if you're gonna make the 8 long module, you're gonna need 8 beehives, which means that you're gonna need 24 honeycomb. So it's just rinse and repeat at this point until we can make enough beehives to actually start with the farm and you know, breed up the bees until we have enough bees to start up the farm. Now that we have a lot of bees, we should start filling up our beehives with the bees. So we're gonna want 3 beehives or 3 bees in each of the beehive. And what we do is we wait until they go inside, and we need to wait until there's 3 in there, and there's not really a way to tell. So that aspect is kind of annoying. But I do think that there's 3 bees in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a block right in front, and that will actually stop the bees from leaving. So I'm just gonna leave that block there because I think there is 3 bees in that one. So let's go ahead and continue and just keep putting down the beehives and filling them up with the bees. Okay, so this is how you get your beehives full of bees. And then what you're gonna wanna do is go ahead and break them with your silk touch so that you can pick them up and keep the bees that are inside. So now I think it's time to move on to the actual farm part of the video. Now that you guys know how to, you know, breed the bees and control the bees, let's go ahead and get started on this. So we'll start off, let's put our line of 8 pieces of grass. And then on the end here, what we can do is put a barrel or just a collection system that's going to collect up all the honey bottles, and then put a line of hoppers coming out the back, just like this. Once we have all of that in place, let's go ahead and surround this grass with glass. Surround the grass with glass. Just like that, let's put a little placeholder right there. We need a placeholder up there, so that we can go ahead and get up here with the dispenser and put all of the dispensers facing down like this all the way across. Now that all of those are in place, we can go ahead and put our hoppers facing into the dispensers, and that's what's going to be feeding the bottles into the dispensers. And then put another row on top just like that so that we can get them all across. And then you can put your barrels or your double chest or whatever you want on top and fill that up with empty bottles. So now you have this full of empty bottles and they're emptying out into the hoppers, and we have all of this in place. The next step is to actually put all the flowers into place here. We're gonna need flowers on the back right there. Now we're gonna have to make this shape with building blocks all the way across. And these can be any building blocks you want. I'm using iron, but you don't have to use iron. And then we're also gonna need a piece of glass on that spot right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this all in. Now that that's all in place, we're gonna have to put our comparators facing out this way. And you might have to break these blocks to get in here to do this. But just go ahead and make sure that you have comparators down on all those spots. And then to get in here with the redstone, what we need to do is just put the redstone in all of these spots like that. And you can reach around this way. You can easily reach in and do that if you're doing the 8 long, just like me. And just make sure that you have redstone on all these blocks all the way up to the dispenser, but not actually on top of the dispenser. So now it comes time to actually put in the beehives. So I waited till last because as soon as we do this, the baby bees I've seen get out of these gaps between the hoppers right here. So what we need to do is just put all of these in here really quick. And then as soon as we do that, I would build up these walls just so that they cannot get out, so that they're stuck inside. Also, if you need to, if there is not enough bees in yours, like let's say, you know, you ended up not getting all the bees that you needed, what you can do is you can actually breed them in here until you have enough bees in here. I would rather have more bees in the module than not enough. So you can actually feed them through there, the baby comes out, and then you might want to close this up until the baby grows up so that the baby doesn't escape and get out of here. But yeah, that's pretty much the farm. Yeah, 25 honey blocks an hour with just the 8. I'm definitely gonna make it a lot larger in my world. You can make it, tile it as large as you want. It doesn't have to be just 8 long. Like you can make this as long as you want. And yeah, I hope you make lots of honey. I'm actually making this tutorial because I want to make a honey farm in my SMP server so that I can make my tree farm. I also think I'm going to make a new tree farm coming up here pretty soon. So I'm really excited for that one. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this one. Definitely leave a like and subscribe if you did like it. And I'll see you in the next video. Cool. Bye-bye for now.